All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another amazing Geek Vibes Nation review. I'm your host, Tia Fabian. Today, we'll be talking about Marvel's first episode of Secret Invasion. But before I go any further, I have to, of course, introduce my lovely guests. I cannot believe that we finally got them back on GVN. It is the Kind of Nerdy Girls and Patches. Let's go through it. So for those who don't know, I'm usually on their channel, which you should definitely check out. And I'm used to KJ going, "What's got Jana weeping?" So I'm going to introduce Jana first. How are you, Jana?
Hello, everybody.
People at Geek Vibes are like, "Oh, so that one cries a lot?"
Yeah, she does. I was listening to a book on the way over to KJ's house, and I was in the car like, and I was just like, yeah.
I was thinking about you the other day, Jana, because I just got into Audible and I have been reading reading audiobooks like crazy. So yeah, I'm totally on the book like club now, you know?
Yes, nice. Producer Jana's book club is coming soon to the Kind of Nerdy Network. So get ready. It's gonna explode. It's the book club you want to be a part of.
Fact.
And it's usually books that has her weeping. So just saying.
True.
But I also have the amazing KJ, who is the head honcho at the Kind of Nerdy Girls, does a lot of amazing things. So KJ, how are you? And introduce yourself for all the new listeners and new viewers.
Sure. I'm excited to be back with Geek Vibes as well. I am the founder of the Kind of Nerdy Girls, which then turned into the Kind of Nerdy Network, which is a Facebook group like 1,300 strong of the nicest nerds in the world. You can find us at kindofnerdygirls.com. And we have also grown into a YouTube channel, the KJ Today Show, which we are live on Wednesday nights. We have fabulous celebrity guests. As a matter of fact, I am editing right now. Do you watch the show From? The big show that people are obsessed with. Tia's looking at me like, no, I don't. That's fine. The season finale is about to drop, and people who love From, it's a horror thriller that's on Amazon Prime, and it's got the guy from Lost, Harold Perrineau, who played Michael on Lost, is the main character. So anyway, if you're into From, we just had him on, and that will be coming to our YouTube channel. So if you go to kindofnerdygirls.com, you can find everything that we're doing, from YouTube to podcasting to hopping around different conventions.
Yes,
I'm KJ, and that's all I have to say.
She said
thank
you,
KJ.
We know that's not true.
And I do want to say, whenever I do the Kind of Nerdy Girls Network, I want to say we have at least like 20 minutes in the beginning of chit-chatting before we actually get onto the subject. So I feel like we're doing pretty good today over here at GVN. But
Tia's going to keep us on track.
I'm trying.
Well, was that just a slam on my hosting skills?
It sure was.
I'm
Tia said shots fired.
I'm also trying to help you guys out because apparently there's chicken Alfredo on the line, and you know that I'm serious about food. So.
You wouldn't like me when I'm hangry. So thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. And of course, not to downplay producer Patches, who is KJ's second half, her hubby over there. They're actually in the same home. It doesn't look like it, but they are. So just to let you guys know. But Patches, how are you? Thank you for joining.
Well, thank you for the invite. I'm great. Yeah, the room I'm in it's actually our basement, so I call it Studio B. And so I just have a booming voice. So KJ kicked me out when we started the KJ Today Show. So I'm down here, but
not necessarily true.
Thank you, Jana.
Kind of sort
of. Okay, need a correction section at the end of this.
Please don't make me go back to the rehearsal show, okay?
Yeah,
because I can get a screenshot.
That was a dumpster fire. Is great, but no, it's great to be back on Geek Vibes. Juan and I were actually, he and I both started the MCR of the MCU back in the day during the pandemic times. when what was it? WandaVision came out,
Yes.
and
the first show,
the very first show. So I love the GVN family, and I'm so happy to be back on the interwebs and on the air with you guys.
I
This is
am
my
too.
first time with GVN.
Yeah,
Is it?
This is my
that's
first
not
time
true.
with GVN.
That's not true.
Oh.
We reviewed Curse together. Don't you
That's
remember
right.
Curse?
Oh yeah. Gosh, Tia, there's been so many things that have happened since
So
then.
many memories.
It's your first time in the MCR.
In the MCR,
Yes, in the
yes.
Marvel Cinematic Review universe. Yes.
Exactly. And I'm very happy to be here, honestly, for Secret Invasion, because I'm going to be very honest with you guys.
I love it.
Bring it.
So I have liked a lot that Phase 4 and so far Phase 5 has given, but there has also been a lot that I have not liked, and that's okay. And I really liked Secret Invasion. I know that it wasn't like the craziest episode or something, but I liked that it was building up to things. So I'm not going to be the first one to really review. I just want to start off by saying I absolutely loved Nick Fury and Talos's relationship. And I feel like Jonna agrees with me. So I'm going to actually go to you, Jonna, first and say, what'd you think about this episode?
I watched it while I was at work today because I was like, I gotta have it while it's fresh on my mind.
I get you.
I do. It took me a second because I was like, Fury has literally been with the Skrulls for like such a long time, and we haven't seen him. So I kind of like he was just kind of out of sight, out of mind. And I was like, where is he at?
Yeah.
But I do love his relationship with Talos because they're just like brothers, they just kind of bicker at each other. He's like, well, I'm like the best looking Skrull. And he was like, look, you're not, okay? Like I've seen other ones and they're better looking, okay? Let's talk
That was
about
such shots fired. I was like, really, Nick Fury?
So I love their relationship. I also love Samuel L. Jackson's beard he's got going on. It's nice.
I have a question. Do you think that he actually grew that out, or do you think it's a fake mustache, fake beard and stuff?
I bet he grew it out.
I feel like it's real.
Yeah.
But I've never seen him with like a full on
that's
like a hiatus beard, so like it's
every interview he's always clean shaven though.
That's what I'm saying.
That's significant growth, right? I mean, like,
I also think that he put on some weight for because he's like, they even make, they reference it in the show. Like he's a little, he's older, he's a little rough looking, and that's what it's supposed to be, right?
True.
It's kind of run down. I think it's all authentic. I think Samuel L. Jackson would be like, no, we're not faking this. Like, if you need a beard, I'm going to grow a beard. And also, I don't think it's nice enough to be fake.
Right. Marvel's got a lot of money, but I don't think they have good fake beard money.
KJ just said that beard did not look good.
It's like that does look like a guy that's never had a beard, just tried to grow one.
Right. Yeah.
That is true. It was honestly a little jarring to see Nick Fury just so out of sorts. I was like, this is Nick Fury. Where's the leather jacket? Where's the eye patch? Where's him just being a badass? And I mean, it's nice because I saw someone online reference to Secret Invasion as like Nick Fury's Logan, like old man Logan. I was like, I could see that. I like that.
Yeah.
So, but they did kept referencing how out of sorts he was and how he wasn't the same Nick Fury because he would have seen certain things coming a mile away. KJ, what did you think of this episode?
I'm gonna get right to I didn't like the way it ended.
Same.
Oh yes.
Very upset about
don't
that.
worry, I was getting there.
So we need to talk about that.
Yes.
I was like, excuse me.
Wait. Before you go any further, can I say really quick? I was like, oh my god, by the way, I guess I should have said spoiler. Sorry.
We've spoiled anything other than Nick Fury's looks pretty rough.
And he's got a beard. All we got is he's got a beard and a limp.
Well, I'm about to spoil things and say they killed off Maria. And I was like, which was so, I was like, oh my God, they killed off Maria. And Paulie looks at me, he goes, I don't really think I know who she is. And I was like,
you don't know who Agent Hill is?
This is the problem. Can we just talk about this? This is the problem. Like, she never got a storyline.
She is the woman behind the man.
She has been with Nick Fury since the first Avengers.
Like, I'm so ready for like Maria Hill's time. Like, this is where she's gonna shine. The TV series where they can flesh out her character and do all the things. And yes, she's different from comic book version, but she's still been important. So like, let's show all of that. And they're like, nope, dude.
Why would y'all do that to me?
I know. And they killed Robin Sparkles. That's what I said when I got home from the office today. I was like, they killed Robin Sparkles. That is unacceptable.
It was just like, it's like, I get it from a story perspective, because they're saying, you know, she was even saying to Nick, you're not the same. The blip changed you. And this is showing him how he's not on his game. But I sat there and go, I was really looking forward to Nick and Maria together, this like relationship between them. I mean, I was very sad. I was like, and then the fact that she thought that it was him who killed her.
I know.
Like, no.
Right.
She was like, it was you. He was like, it wasn't me. I promise it wasn't me. I was like,
it made me think of the first Avengers movie. If you think when they killed Coulson.
Yes.
And then like, so what that made me think of was like, oh, the Avengers needed the push, is what Fury said. Well, this is the push for Fury, is what I think.
Yeah.
Well, but I wasn't as invested in Coulson.
Yeah.
Right. Even I mean, like, we love Coulson,
invested in
but
Coulson,
like, well, I mean, we only had Coulson for how many movies? Like
two
maybe
or three leading
two or three, maybe like four max. We've had Maria for like ever. And she is Fury's like go-to person. And then they're like, nah, she did. I'm like, all right, cool. Thanks. I'm gonna go sob now.
Now I will say, from because I've had I've had a few hours to process this. As a fan, I'm angry, but then also as someone, you know, like looking at it from a writing perspective and a marketing perspective, we haven't had a loss like that for a long time. And people who are, you know, complaining about this phase being a little lackluster and dull, coming off of Endgame and how high the stakes were, that we may be still complaining about lackluster, dull Marvel material if they hadn't done what they did in this first episode and went, nobody's safe. Remember, like, especially moving forward, anybody can be a Skrull, which is what we were all expecting, but that's what we were expecting, right? And they're like, this isn't just about anybody can be a Skrull. Boom, one of your favorite people who you thought you were going to get more of is gone. Episode 1. So, you know, I think from a writing perspective, it was, you know, it's got us doing what they wanted us to do, which is, again, be super passionate about the MCU, because how dare you?
Right.
Well, I agree with that. And like, I really thought that at the end, Maria was going to transform into a Skrull, similar to the way that Agent Ross did.
Yes.
Which I have to throw this out there, right? And Patches, I'm getting to you, don't worry. I don't like Agent Ross, and I don't know why they keep like throwing him in. I get it, he's Martin Freeman, you know, if you're a Sherlock fan, you like him, but I'm just like, he is like such a boring character to me, and it's like, look, I don't know who Martin Freeman knows over at Marvel to keep getting put in things.
She said Agent Ross is just a white man, okay?
Adding
nothing to the story, nothing to the plot. What is he here for?
So I have to ask this question, because for me, when the show opens with Agent Ross, and I was like, right, and so I'm like, wait, Tia and I just had a very different experience with the first episode, because I was like, oh, Agent Ross, we're right back in it. I love the MCU. We're getting Agent Ross again. And you had to be like, oh my God, pull my hair out. This is what we're starting with.
It's because
there's other people that if they popped up, I'd be like,
right.
Well,
it's just, I mean, like, because Agent Ross, like, he just kind of pops in and then stuff like pops off, and then he's like, all right, bye, and then you never see him again until something else pops off, which I totally understand. But let's talk about where the real Agent Ross is, because as we know, that was a Skrull.
That is
So
true.
where is Agent Ross?
That's
Maybe
true.
the real Agent Ross is a lot more likable to you.
I just
mean,
don't. I don't
has
think
he
she just
always
likes him
been-
in general.
Has he always been a Skrull? Was he a Skrull
mean,
in the Black Panther movies?
I mean, scrolls have been around for a while, so I
Yeah.
mean,
It's what
it
KJ
could-
and I were talking about, as a matter of fact, because she thinks he's gone, he's dead. I was like, well, you just saw how they like keep the actual human
Right.
alive
Mhm.
in you know where they were at. So I mean,
Yeah, but is he there? Because did they do the mind thing? Like, and
No,
he's like,
they
you
just
know,
have him. He's basically in stasis, is what
Yeah.
is what that is.
okay.
I
So
was
he's
thinking
like
that
Bucky,
too.
but not frozen.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe.
Okay.
I
He's
don't
like
know.
Walt Disney, you know. He's like cryogenically frozen.
I don't know. Tia's like, I don't really care. Can we talk about something else? I hope he's dead.
You know,
No,
it's
no.
like, you know what it is? It's like, and I'm sorry if it's like every time he's on screen, it's like we start talking about him, and it's like he's not even anything close to the main character. It's like
He said he is nobody, okay?
right.
He is nothing.
Now you used to think this about Jeremy Renner and the Hawkeye character, right? And you
and I love
that
the Hawkeye show. So.
Yes,
Oh,
exactly. So
Hawkeye was the best show.
right.
I
Hands
have
down
to,
was
I
the
have
best
to
show.
agree with Jonna. It's like, and I was excited for so many things on Disney Plus, and
Same.
Hawkeye.
Right?
Right? Dude,
Hawkeye?
the entire time I'm like, it's gotta be killing Tia that this is so good.
Dude. Tia, it killed me too, because I was like, I'm not gonna watch a Hawkeye show. I don't even like that guy. I don't watch it. I'm like, this is so good. Oh my god.
I was like, oh, okay. And then when they brought Wilson Fisk in, and you know,
Wilson
like
Fisk.
it was like, ugh. But
'Cause
anyway,
what I'm hearing is like Agent Ross is your new Hawkeye, is what it sounds like.
Stop.
We're not.
You just need a white guy to hate.
No. Listen, guys, I'm the host and I have the right to kick people out. Okay. This is GVN we're on today.
Tia said, I'm in charge now.
Kick us out. You're talking to yourself, Tia.
True.
I mean, I'm an only child, so I grew up doing that.
Well, it's been fun. We won't be back. Follow us, kindofnerdygirls.com, kind of nerdy girls on Instagram and Twitter.
KJ's like where we like Agent Ross.
I don't dislike Agent Ross. He just doesn't push the story enough for me. And he's just like, he's more of like a background. He's like a C character. Like he's not even
Yeah.
like B team. He's a C character.
Like I didn't mind him in Black Panther 2, especially when you found out he was the ex of Val. I was like, ooh,
Mhm.
interesting.
Mhm.
Why? I don't know. Anyway,
Now we don't get to explore that because dead.
But we don't know if he's
we
dead
don't know
yet.
if he's dead. We don't know if
Yeah.
he's dead. But
Mhm. Are you hoping that he's not?
Patches,
He
what you
said-
think of what
He
you
said,
think of
and
this
moving on.
Well, unlike you, I don't mind Agent Ross. I agree with you guys that I don't feel like he doesn't bring enough to the storyline to move the storyline, but he's a good enough dry comic relief and just kind of a snarky, you know, whatever, that he's a good person to break up spots in the story, right? So
Right.
you know, when you're shifting to different dynamics, he's a good guy for that. But as far as the show goes, I really enjoyed it because it started out very dark and like blue, like gritty, right? Like and I really appreciate that. I'm not a huge guy. I'm not a huge like, you know, I'm okay. I'll give you a little bit of grace for the setup, you know, before things really start, you know, kicking off. And I think this episode did a very good job of that, and it laid really, really good groundwork. But I also like the way it was shot as well. Yeah. I feel like they didn't. I don't feel like it was overproduced.
Mhm.
Right.
No, like
Yeah.
with the CGI that they have to do with the scrolls and everything else. I mean, I thought they did it very very mild, and I
Mhm.
really enjoyed that. It's almost like it wasn't about, hey, look at this new show. It was, we're gonna stick to the integrity of the story and progressing the plot immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I felt like it pulled me in, like this first episode of Secret Invasion pulled me in more than Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which is like, I was so excited for that show when
Me
it was coming
too.
out. And the first episode, I was like, what's happening? I was like, like in its movie quality, like cinematography, and I'm like, there's nothing happening. And then here's Secret Invasion with just like your basic looking, like whatever, and it just hooks you right as soon as you get in there, because you're like, oh, Agent Ross is here. Oh man, now he's gonna kill that guy. Oh no, now he's a Skrull. Oh my god, I'm invested.
Yeah, no, it was drama. It was more grounded. Like
Mhm.
to go back to Nick Fury and Talos, played by the amazing Ben Mendelsohn, who is not a mediocre white man.
Agreed.
Where's Patches on the white man scale?
Is Patches a mediocre white man?
No, absolutely
No.
not.
Aw,
Absolutely
Slightly
not.
above
guys.
mediocre.
Slightly above average white
Oh,
man.
shucks. It's only because I'm a good
King
cook. That's why.
King status.
Oh wow. Let's take it easy. Thank
but-
you.
Calm down.
Ben.
I have to live with him.
He's like court jester at best, okay?
Yeah. I'm fine being in the court. I can be the jester. It's fine. As long as I'm in the court, I'm good.
But you understand that Ben is higher
yeah.
than you on the
Oh
scale.
yeah,
Okay.
he's like the emperor of cool.
Well, listen, I love Ben Mendelsohn, so I'm very biased there. But like again, when you have like Nick Fury meeting Talos and they just have that like really super emotional moment, and you're like, here are two good actors who are like less concerned about like making action and more so like making a scene. And I really appreciated that. I agree with Patches. It's like it was more grounded. I agree with John. It was like I liked it. And I think that's why I liked Hawkeye, because it was like, as much as like that was like kind of also very, acrobatic and stuff like that, it really just wanted to tell a story. And I appreciate that. Yeah. And okay, so how do we feel about Emilia Clarke's character? I mean, I know we didn't get a whole lot of her, but it's like, okay, Daenerys Stormborn is back, Let me take a sip of water. KJ, what do you think of that?
Yeah. I enjoyed the addition of her, and also, I mean, again, it adds another layer. What Ben is going to do now as a father with such a conflicted life to lead now, of knowing that like he thought, okay, my daughter's going to do the right thing because her mother died and I'm getting her back, and then like explosions, like
don't they know that dead parents cause villains?
No. That is true.
Always. That's the Marvel formula.
Yeah, you're definitely
but
not
I
wrong.
think what I liked about her performance was that it didn't overshadow. It was exactly what it needed to be, which was a daughter who's angry. I think they're doing a good job of giving us, and this is what Marvel does, is that versus DC, is that our villains are very humanized, right? And so you can feel her pain, even though you want her to side with her dad. You can still be like, I can kind of see where you're coming from, and I can see where this population that has no home could be angry that they still, after all this time, have no home. Like you can empathize with that. So I thought that she did a fabulous job of not stealing any scenes and playing her role, and her and Ben together did a really great job of immediately making you feel the father's pain and the daughter's conflict. And then I also loved Olivia Colman's performance, like having her in
she
this.
was so
I'm
good.
like that was part of what.
Did anyone get a sense that her and Nick Fury have had
totally
absolutely
yeah, there's a thing there.
I was like, okay.
He's like, oh, you're looking old, and he's like, thanks.
Right.
I thought that was great. They played so well off of each other, so I'm glad that you brought that up. I also have a question if someone can like clarify, because I'm like, I don't know if I missed something, but it's like, all right, so the Skrull, like Nick Fury's been involved with the Skrulls for like 30 years, right?
Mhm.
And he's been trying to find them a planet. They have really nowhere to go. Why is it that Asgard has like a cool ass village on Earth, but they couldn't get the Skrulls a nice little like piece of the land? Anyone have any theories here?
I, my theory would be that because Fury is the one who's in charge of the Skrulls, and he probably sees the danger in them. Like a bunch of Asgardians, like they're just like Greek alcoholics. So it's just like have fun on the water, homies. But like Skrull, am I lying?
No, I mean you're not.
I mean, like the Asgardians, like they just want to have fun. They just want to have a good time. But I think Fury sees that like the Skrulls like are a smaller population than the Skrulls are, and the Skrulls can literally change into whoever they want. Like they can see you on the street and be like, "Oh, I want to be that chick," and just be you. And I think Fury saw that as more of a threat than anything else. So that's probably why he was taking his time and finding them somewhere to go.
Agreed.
Well, and also remember, like they also said that he's been when the president and Rhodey were when they shot to those two, they said that they were on the Saber and that he's been working on the most best defense system for the planet forever. So we also don't know how long that's been going on as well. Yes, Jana.
Let's talk about Dermot Mulroney as the president, because how excited was I when I saw him pop up as the president. I was like, is that Dermot Mulroney?
I didn't even know that was happening. I didn't even know that was happening. But then I saw the silver hair and I was like, is that Dermot Mulroney?
Oh my God. I'm glad we had the same moment because I was excited. I was like, this is amazing.
Patches and I need you to tell us why that's so exciting.
Because it's Dermot Mulroney. I love that man.
How do we know him?
He's in like everything. He's in.
I recognized him.
He was in My Best Friend's Wedding with Julia Roberts and Cameron Diaz. He was in that abduction movie with Taylor Lautner like 5 billion years ago.
Here, I got you. Oh wait, I blurred my backgrounds. wait.
Look, I'm finna go to my man's IMDb page.
And man, I recognize
he's
him.
Basically a chick flick guy, right?
Look.
Yes,
you see this,
I know what
I mean, he's a good-looking dude. Yeah,
I love him,
but Jana, I don't know what I know him from.
Okay, he was in The Wedding Date. He was in. Oh, he was in Friends. He was Rachel's boss in Friends.
Okay.
He was Gavin in Friends.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Okay.
Look,
you got us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I love that guy. He's in so much stuff and he's very recognizable. So when I saw him as the president, I was like, oh my God.
Because I just feel like they didn't even announce that. So
right. I was like, who knew that was happening?
Yeah, here's Dermot Mulroney with Don Cheadle. By the way, you're gonna share a scene. You're like, oh, that's interesting.
Well, it was cool seeing Rhodey in it, right? And it's like that scene reminded me that Rhodey has never walked away from his job, like, which I've almost forget because he's an Avenger, but it's like he still has his job and he's still dedicated to that. And so it's like even he's skeptical of Nick Fury, which is crazy because it's like, you guys have all saved the planet together.
Right. Look, Rhodey said, I still need my day job, y'all. Okay, I still need that paycheck.
Rhodey was an Air Force colonel, right? He was never part of S.H.I.E.L.D. He was always part of the armed forces. Nick Fury has always been a spy.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, Rhodey, he was just part of the Avengers via the armed forces. Fury was a spy. So,
yeah. And I mean, the armed forces aren't going to trust spies.
Right. There's natural apprehension there no matter what. Unless, the world's going to end.
And also, I don't think you make a lot of money being an Avenger.
You don't.
Well, isn't that what Sam said in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier? He was like, I don't make a lot of money or something.
Yeah.
Like that. So,
they're not getting paid. And which I guess they got to get endorsement deals, which I don't feel like Rhodey's ever going to be like, Hi, I'm Rhodey for Old Spice.
But come on, you don't think? I mean, like Pepper can't like throw these guys a stipend. She's a
I
bajillionaire,
know.
right? Just throw
I
them a
feel
little
like
stipend.
if anybody is bankrolling the Avengers, it probably is Pepper, right?
Honestly, I mean, it's
Oh, yeah.
Tony's like, I mean, Tony was like, I'm gonna be in the Avengers, and he was like, I don't care if they say no, I'm still gonna do it.
Right.
Mhm.
So I mean, like, of course, I mean, he friggin' has the Avengers Tower, and like he builds all the suits and all of like he does all the things. So of course, she's the one bankrolling it because I'm sure that's probably something that he would want.
Well, in Age of Ultron, he even made the comment to Agent Hill. He's like, talking to Captain America. No, he's in charge. I just make all the cool stuff and bankroll this.
I just pay for everything.
Yeah, I just pay for everything. Yeah.
Must be nice.
Right.
Well, that's why when Captain America, Sam and Natasha went on the run, they were like not living great because they didn't have Tony's money.
Living rough. Yeah, living rough with a Quinjet. Oh no.
Oh, how terrible. How do you fill those things up? Like what kind of gas do you put in those
That is a
things?
good question.
Thank
That
you.
is a good question. That is,
Like they gotta run on some type of
Jonna,
fuel,
that's a
right?
great question.
Like, great question, Jonna.
I ask the important questions. Okay.
It's got a USB cord somewhere. Just plug it in.
It's
at night.
electric.
Like your
It's
phone.
electric.
Is it made by Tesla?
Right. I'm pretty sure it's
Does
got it's
anybody
arc
have a
reactor powered.
USB-C cord around here?
Right. Who still uses a 32 pin connector? Come on.
Listen, I cannot let you guys go yet. Sorry, without talking about.
No.
Oh no.
Girl,
No, because
Fredo's gonna get cold.
It's
I'm
not
so-
even cooked
It's
yet.
not
We already
even
know.
cooked yet. It's not even close to being cooked.
guys,
Oh,
we
okay.
talking to Tia. This is the worst night ever.
I literally
God.
thought the chicken Alfredo was done, and I was like,
No.
you guys, can like eat.
You
while
know
on
what?
This.
Tia has never never been over here to eat with Patches.
It's a
So
whole
she doesn't know.
experience.
She doesn't know what it's
I have
like.
everything prepped, so it's just a matter of
Okay.
making it now,
Patches
so.
will literally drag out a 7-minute meal for 7 hours if one of us doesn't say, so are we gonna eat pretty soon?
Bro.
That's my dad. He literally I remember growing up. True story, right? Brief intermission. Growing up, it was like, how do you make a bacon, egg, and cheese? Simple, right? It should be simple. It should take like 5 minutes. You go to like a deli, it takes him like 5 minutes. My dad's like, no, gotta cook that bacon low and slow. This is not barbecue we're doing, all right? And then after that, the eggs low and slow. It's like one time I was trying to fry an egg. I had like the thing up to medium, not even high. And he's like, coming, he's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And he was like, lower that. A simple bacon, egg, and cheese in the Fabi residence could take 45 minutes. All right.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. So I get that.
Guilty.
Patches made breakfast on Monday, and he started making a hollandaise sauce from scratch around 2:00.
We had breakfast for dinner. Just to
We had breakfast for dinner, and again, bacon and eggs should take like 15-20 minutes, maybe, depending on how much bacon you have. Right now, he started making breakfast at 2:00, and we didn't eat until 8.
I skillet fried bacon, and it was a whole pack. So
6 hours.
It took 6
I
hours
waited for breakfast for 6 hours.
Look, Tia, when I come over here on Wednesday nights, me and KJ have to have snacks.
I was gonna say, I hope you're eating in between.
Dude, oh my God, it's like insane. Like I'll be like pre-eating, like at work. I'll be like eating snacks at work. And then I come over here and eat more snacks because I'm like, I know dinner's not gonna be done until like 8:30 or 9:00, and I'm not gonna get home until
it's a whole pregame thing. Like you got a pregame.
We're pre-snacking, okay?
Gotta keep the party going, man. Gotta keep the party going.
Gotta pre-snack.
All right, final question, Tia.
Yes, but actually I have 2, but it's okay.
Oh no, we are only accepting one.
I'll take 2.
That's fine.
I'll take 2.
What do you guys think of the main bad? I mean, I know it's the first episode and everything, right? But Gravik, played by Kingsley Ben Adir, right? When he was looking at Nick Fury and just exploded everything, I was like, oh, that's cold. I was like, that's gonna cause a lot of death. So I mean, I'm not overly familiar with that actor. I haven't seen him in a lot of things, but are you guys like excited for this? I mean, what's your feelings with this like main bad guy, it seems?
You want to start, Patches?
Sure, Patches.
All right. Number one, I loved that scene before, how he was changing like in between, like every like up until the first explosions. I thought that was awesome. His look is fantastic. Like it was just like, shark, like shark in the water kind of look on his face, like the dead eyes, like I'm gonna kill everybody look. I his presentation was great, I think, but I think there's someone behind him because they reference him like being part of the council, and he like broke, like faction stuff like that. I think somebody's pulling his strings.
Interesting.
So we'll see.
That's a hot take, Patches.
Jonna, you said hot take. What are your thoughts?
Hot take. I don't know. I kind of agree with Patches. Like, there's always like there's the bad guy, and then there's like the big bad guy. So like I think that what's his name?
Gravik?
Gravik.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Gratis for some reason. Please don't ask me why. Gravik. I do like the guy who plays him. I don't think I've ever seen him. He kind of makes me think of Trevor Noah. So I was like, is that Trevor Noah? Yeah. And I was like, no, his fro is too small. He cannot be Trevor Noah. But
he played... that guy looks taller. I mean, I don't know how tall Trevor Noah is, but he looks tall.
I don't know how tall Trevor Noah is. Yeah, he does look a little tall. He's like more slender. Anyway,
let's deep dive on the height of Trevor Noah and the height of his fro.
Look, Trevor Noah's got a big fro, okay? But I like his just deadpan. He's like, okay, Anne. He's like, so what are we gonna do about that? And I'm like, oh, what are we gonna do about that? Like, are we gonna kill? Because like sometimes the bad guys, like when they're just so stone cold and stale faced, you're like, dang, what are we gonna do about Nick Fury? Are we gonna kill him? Like you're like, I'm like, because I'm such a simp and I read so many romance novels. Like the bad guy, you're always like, no, but there's something inside of him that's good. There's something in there, and you're like, maybe we will. Like I was listening to something today, and he was like, I want to kill him. I was like, do it, kill him. But then maybe that's just because I'm toxic. I don't know. But like, I think that the actor did a really good job at playing like the stale face leader who's like, I'm calling the shots, but y'all need to figure this out before I need to step in. Because he's like, when I step in, there's going to be some bad shit happening. I'm sorry. I don't know if we can curse on this podcast.
You can curse. Here, I'll say it for you. Fuck. There you go.
He's like, some bad shit's gonna happen if I gotta step in. And then he stepped in, and guess what? A bunch of people died, and then he killed Agent Hill.
I know. I'll never be over it. He's automatically not redeemable.
Right?
I
knew he wasn't redeemable, but I'm toxic to you, so it's fine.
John was like, kill him. Yeah, kill him.
I'm working on it in therapy, okay?
I would say at this point, I'm not that of everything from this first episode, he was not that memorable to me.
Right.
He's fine.
Which is understandable.
I think he, it's like, okay, here's like, bad, angry guy decided he's going to get so angry. He's going to like, lead a bunch of other angry people, but he didn't stand out to me. I did like when I was like, that moment where he locked eyes with Nick Fury and he's like, ha, 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 boom. Like, I was like, oh, okay, well, he's not messing around.
Stone cold.
But I didn't leave the episode. I didn't leave the episode disliking him, but I'll just say that I wasn't like, oh, I can't wait to see what he does this season. So I'm on the wait and see train.
I did leave the episode a little bit more invested. I will say, like, I was like invested, like at first, like at the beginning, but I was like, oh, now I can't wait for next week because what is going to happen? Like, because now they have to deal with all the carnage from the explosion in Moscow. Is that where they were at? Yeah. Like they have to deal with that whole thing and be like, okay, all these people died. So now what are we going to do?
And to clarify, I'm super invested in what's going to happen next, but I'm not invested either way in his character.
We gotta get some backstory on the character.
Yeah,
totally.
It was just, to me, it was just like, okay, here's like standard villain. He's mad about something. He's gonna blow shit up, and okay. But it wasn't bad. I just wait and see.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the first episode that's setting everything up. The last thing, honestly, I wanted to talk about was the big controversy on Twitter and the fact that the opening credits was done by AI and not an artist, and that was like ravaging the internet. Yes, KJ. KJ,
And
I never see KJ
What?
raise her hand.
I know it's always me because if I don't raise my hand, I'll forget my thought. That's all it is.
I just have to say, I did not know that going in. Like, I had nothing to go off of. And so I was sitting there watching it and I'm like, these are very interesting. Right? This is so good. Like, I took some pictures and everything. And then I went to the internet after the episode and I'm like, oh, people were real mad about that. So not knowing it was AI, I mean, obviously there's lots of strong opinions about what look, AI is out there, people are going to do things, but I mean, I didn't know it was AI and I was incredibly impressed by it.
I mean, same. I didn't. Tia, this is the first time hearing of that. It was AI. And so you're like, oh, it's AI. And I was like, really? I was like,
you guys are making
guys
are making a strong argument for AI.
I know. I was like,
we didn't know. Like, we went into it blind. I mean, like, that's how you're supposed to do most things.
Notes for tonight for Secret Invasion for Geek Vibes Nation. Ooh, the opening credits are very nice.
You know what it is? I have like no life and I scroll through TikTok all the time. And it's like the amount of TikToks I saw of people getting so bent out of shape out of that. And I was just like, well, maybe it actually saved them money so they can actually have a good production value for the show. I don't want any artists getting mad at me right now, though. So.
Right. I did not like nothing against any artist. I don't want someone to be out of a job. It's just from the fan perspective of just a viewer watching it. I was like, wow,
I mean, like,
that's great.
Like,
remember, we're only kind of nerdy.
Yeah. I mean, like, they're good credits, but like they don't stand out to me as better or worse than the other credits that I've seen. Like, I'm just like, oh, there's some opening credits. Cool. All right.
I don't know. I usually try to go through them and I was captivated.
Well, maybe because
just being honest.
Maybe because I was multitasking. Maybe that's why I did. I'll go back and watch it and then I'll get back to you. Okay.
but here's the thing.
We support artists.
We do. Right. Absolutely.
I'll ask a question to your question then, Tia. Okay. If just like a graphic designer or whatever that would someone like a human put that package together and it was exactly that, what would people say about it? Are people more upset that they use the AI as opposed to what the AI produced? Because artists can be abstract, artists can be literal. They can do all certain. That literally could have been done by a human, and no one would have ever said anything unless I don't think anyone would have said a thing unless they didn't find out that that was AI generated.
I think literally what people are more upset about is that a human didn't do it, not the quality of it. Because I thought it was fine too. I was like, this is fine. But what I was seeing, like someone posted the beginning of the Daredevil series, right? In comparison, they were like, look what a human is able to do, But in my mind, I think they probably just did that because they're like, we will save more money. This way we can put more money into the actual production, the costumes, instead of paying someone to do something like that. And again, that's not me trying to minimize artists. I'm not an artist, but I know that there are insanely talented people out there. But it's like from a show perspective, especially since they're cranking out so many of these, as much as we want to believe, Disney does not have doesn't have like an infinite amount of money to throw around. And we see what happens when not enough money is put into things. DC.
Yeah, right. Well, and we've talked about this in years past, Tia, especially on when we used to do the MCR, which is this is a business. I mean, at the end of the day, yes, it's still a business. It's a creative business, unfortunately. So the simple fact of the matter is they're going to run it like a business, and these series, even if it's a 6-episode series, they have major motion picture budgets for a series. This isn't they're just shooting a series. What's the big deal? It's not like the Avengers. No, it actually is like the Avengers. They have like it costs as much to do these series as it does to do the motion pictures now.
Well, and some of that is because of us as fans and our expectations of what they need to produce. So again, like we hate to think about it as like someone sitting in a room crunching numbers and where can we save some money so that we can make sure that we, check off all the boxes to make this. And maybe that's what they did, or maybe they just, did it because we'd all sit here and watch the credits and talk about the credits.
Do y'all really think that Marvel cares if we care about the credits? Like, do you guys really think that someone at Marvel is like, man, I think the fans are really going to be up in arms about this whole AI thing. They don't care that we're up in arms about the fact that it's AI or if somebody drew. They don't care. You know why? Because they're still raking in millions and millions of freaking dollars.
But they
it reminds me
have
of She-Hulk. If you remember, like the episode where the Kevin robot, like when she got into like fourth wall breaking fourth wall stuff, when with like the like the Kevin android or whatever that was, the Kevin Feige android. I was like, that's exactly what I mean. Like that was satirical, but like there is so much truth to that.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's
talk
a new
about shoddy
technology.
CGI.
Right. And we were all like,
purpose,
oh, God, that's terrible. Well, maybe if they'd see AI the credits, the CGI, it's like, what are we weighing? We don't know what they're weighing in terms of the budget that they have and where they have to like give and take a little bit. But
because I mean, She-Hulk had pretty deep. I mean, the end credits themselves were amazing.
Yeah.
So I mean, they're like, well, we spent a lot of money on She-Hulk credits, so now we got to like save some money on Secret Invasion credits. Support artists, okay? The amount of fan art that I buy when I am at conventions or just out in the streets is absolutely. My home is full of fan art.
Like, that's why you have to come to New York Comic Con.
Yeah,
Tia money. Okay,
same in here. This entire room.
But
don't worry, that's a real poster, but everything else around here is fan art.
Yeah,
but Jonna, if you get approved for a press badge, it's free. I mean, the travel's not free, but at least
I gotta travel, Tia.
I'm gonna have to rent a cargo container to be airshipped back to where we are. All right, that I think that's what John is trying to say.
What?
Why? I'm so confused.
I'm not gonna have money for a plane, and then we gotta have a hotel. And then like
you can drive. I mean, you can drive. It's an 11-hour drive, and then we could do like
I'm not finna be. I love KJ and Patches, but I'm not finna be in a car with them for 11 hours.
I'm not gonna be in a car with them for 11 hours.
So, look, Tia, one of us is not gonna show up. Okay. It'll either be me and Patches, me and KJ, or KJ and Patches.
Somebody's getting left on the side of the
Well, I mean, you could take a train, maybe that's cheaper. I don't know. But yeah,
it's cheap.
We could put an inflatable bed here on the floor in my living room.
That is exactly what we expect. I want to sleep on your floor with you. How many pets do you have? You got cats and dogs, right?
We got 3 cats and 1 dog.
Okay, perfect.
And fish.
Fish. You're gonna have a hard time getting me out of your apartment. Like New York Comic Con or cats and dogs and fish. Like
I mean,
either way.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to sweeten the pot over here. In October.
October.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I was looking at it because they were like, Chris Evans is gonna be there, and I was like, "Ooh,
there
my
you
man."
Go. There you go.
Times in 1 year, but then I was looking at all the travel things, and I was like, I might not have any money.
I was gonna say it's probably gonna cost like $200 to get a photo with him. It is not cheap. Mark Ruffalo.
No,
Mark Ruffalo cost like $250 like 3 years ago.
Yeah,
Mark Ruffalo.
It was.
I do love me some Mark Ruffalo.
It was around. I think it was around 300 when he was at C2E2.
Yeah.
So,
wow.
Yeah.
Look, Tia, and I'm trying to save money so I can go see my new husband in November. So
who's the new one?
Oh God,
Ross Marquand.
She dumped Chris Evans.
You dumped Chris Evans?
Okay,
the one
let's
who plays Aaron. Aaron.
Yeah.
The one who plays Aaron. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
the new
this
Red
is
Skull.
for the kind of nerdy
Yeah.
girls. Just
Okay. I'm
tune
sorry.
in
I'm sorry.
for the next kind of nerdy girls episode.
You know-
Jonna has dumped Chris Evans.
All right. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm sorry, guys. I'm
Yeah,
sorry. Let's
it's all
reel
right.
this back. I think
Just edit all of that out, Tia.
No, it's a good tease.
Take two.
Jonna dumped Captain America for Red Skull.
I
That
know.
is
Such a hot take. Okay.
That is
That
a
is-
tea.
Okay.
That
And
is-
take two.
I think we did a great job in, kind of talking about Secret Invasion episode 1. Obviously, this is the start of everything. So I don't want to do like too much speculation, as even though this is GVN, I am only kind of nerdy too. So I don't know everything to do all speculation and stuff. So I just want to enjoy this from a show perspective, an acting perspective, and as someone who has been watching the MCU since 2008 when the first Iron Man came out. So I like it. I think it has a lot of promise to it, and I'm looking forward to Samuel L. Jackson and just being old man Nick Fury. So
Old Man Fury.
old man Fury. But
Yes.
I know you guys, promoted yourself at the beginning of the episode, but I of course want to give you the opportunity to do it again. So KJ, Jonna, Patches, whoever wants to go, please promote the Kind of Nerdy Network, because it's a fabulous network and I definitely want to get it out there. So talks amongst yourselves. No.
Talk amongst yourselves.
We are the Kind of Nerdy Network, where you will find the KJ Today Show, which is pop culture, people to know, and pets, and the Kind of Nerdy Girls, where we talk kind of nerdy about all things nerdy. And you can find us on Instagram, Twitter, all of the places at Kind of Nerdy Girls. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is KJ Today. Thank you.
And please make sure you go follow them, check them out and everything. Like, please. KJ, Jonna, Patches, I love you guys. Thank you so much for coming on to GVN.
We love you, Tia. I'm
You
Tia's
are so
look, I'm
I
Tia's
miss our
number one
Tia.
fan always, okay?
We're still Team Tia here.
Thank you.
Yes.
But my name is Tia. I'm the content manager for Geek Vibes Nation. If you are not subscribed, make sure that you do so. Please drop a like. Let me know if you enjoyed Secret Invasion. If you have any tidbits for me as someone who is not that well versed in the scrolls, so please let me know down below. And again, thank you so much. We're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok, anywhere and everywhere. So till next time, guys. Bye.